Okay, hello everyone, welcome to the Opus Magnum Weeklies Week 14. This is a kind of a special puzzle. Stabilize everything. I mean, the puzzle itself isn't that much different from the other ones, apart from the fact that you have a flare. The metrics for this are aesthetics and aesthetics glitched, which basically you're just making a pretty solve. It can be pretty, it can be a shitpost, just make a funny solve. Make it a funny or interesting solve. And for options in the inputs, you have your lead flare, which is actually enough to make all four outputs, well, any output actually, since Burlow is also provided. So there's the lead flare that you can use, or you can use the easier ones that are actually easier inputs that are actually separated, and you don't have to debond first, and also you have Quicksilver, so you don't have to purify everything. Or you can use them both. Yeah, and every single glyph is provided in this puzzle except for conduits, because those require glitching in and you could use them in the other category. But yeah, that's this puzzle. So we'll be starting with, first in alphabetical order then, Biggie Mac.
And we're looking at the glitchless solve first, right?
We're looking at glitchless solves first.
Nice.
Steven X SHUFFLEPANTS. I kind of forgot what this was. Oh, right, this.
Yep. So this is on period 6. And the shout out to SHUFFLEPANTS is because SHUFFLEPANTS likes to make machines that take an inconsistent amount of time per output. This machine outputs on cycle 6n squared plus 42n plus 128. It does that by walking a buffer flare down a long diagonal. And then once it finally does drop off a couple of inputs,
This is how it outputs.
Yeah. So it conditionally builds a quintessence, it peels the flare, it pulls off the quintessence piece, it chucks one salt into a machine that is one salt away from making the animismus outputs. It triplex bonds a bunch of waste, and then it uses wanding and a very track-heavy Quicksilver disperser to make the gold outputs. So all of these things are just like little period 6 motifs that I thought were kind of funny. I also used some trackless instructions means on the triarms on the left.
On the left.
There are 2 triarms there that are doing a pivot, but they're only supposed to pivot one of the 2.
Oh, so that's what they're doing.
So they're trying to align them with each other. And I need to make 3 pivots happen to get them aligned.
Yeah.
So yeah, 6 instructions at most per arm. I really wanted it to be 4, but I couldn't get the infinite thing to work in a tight, cramped space.
Yeah, which arms have 6 rotations? Well, Burlow has 6 rotations.
Yeah, once I started actually doing everything left of the flare input, I realized, okay, the number is 6, so everything's going to be 6.
Yeah.
But I worked on getting just that dense mob of arms above the flare input, all to work on period 4, and it failed because of arm 7 and 5, which needed to work in the same. They needed to work on the same tile, and I couldn't get that way without having a 6 period.
Oh, it's starting to lag.
Only lags when the thing is rotating, so most cycles it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that grows by 1 flare every time an output is made. And it uses conditional execution to not grab another input until it gets all the way to the bottom. At which point it sticks 3 more flares onto it, uses 2 of them for products and 1 more for just the buffer. I thought it was really cool that it first chucks 2 flares into a staging area where arms can never be because they would all crash. And then it picks them back up with bonding and flips them over to the bottom for the next pass so that they can be used as inputs.
I still don't quite understand how this works, so
look at arm 5.
Oh, since arm 6 no longer pushes it forward.
Exactly. Arm 5 only will be able to reach a grab when the thing is at its end, and then arm 5 is able to grab. But all the other points, arm 6 gets it before arm 5 and pushes it to the right, so it won't get there until the last.
Yeah, and then those extra 2 are debonded. And
Yep.
2 more are put for later use. Ah.
Yep. I felt like that little mechanism was the thing I built, and then the rest of it was making that also solve the puzzle, which is just kind of funny things. I wanted to make something that looked cool, but the main issue was trying to get that asymptotic 0 throughput.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a pretty impressive solve to get this part working. I think Mr. Puzzle also has done this before, like except with the actual surrender flare.
I like this better though because it's dude, handing those flares off like that is really sneaky. I like it.
Yeah.
That's Biggie style. Move things by bonding.
Mm-hmm. Bonds are more powerful than more arms. But yeah, that's this solve. It's really, really impressive.
And the triplex bonded waste was an afterthought. I initially used the disposal, but then I thought, no, I have 4 waste atoms per input, and I have a way to make them be fire. Let's triplex bond it.
Mm-hmm. I believe this is the only solve that actually uses triplex. I mean, it's provided.
Made sure to use the glyphs.
Mm-hmm. Use all the glyphs. Use every single glyph. The only... Unfortunately, this glyph is not used.
No.
Yeah, I didn't use that one. I considered it, and then I thought, no, that's a pain to work with the period 6 conditionally.
Oh, there's also no purification.
Right, but I used that in my glitched solve.
Yeah.
I tried to find an excuse to use the triplex bonder, and it was just too much of a pain in the ass, to be honest.
Use triplex for wanding.
Just create an explosive logic unit solve in the bottom of that.
Yeah.
Well, once you see myself, you realize neither of those were options. Maybe the wanding, but that sounds like it would have been really hard.
Yeah, because you have to get fire from somewhere. And that's not all that easy. Yeah. Next up, we have, next in alphabetical order, Cuckoo 52. 1 track.
4,000 cost. Oh.
Yes.
Impressive, there's only 1 hex of track. No, wait.
Every arm has the same programming, but slightly offset.
What is that?
The Cuckoo 52 class.
The secondary on my thing says 11,611. I assume that is instructions because my game is lagging.
It's very
seems
happy about
consistent.
this.
There's at least 70 arms. There's 81, 82, 84 arms. 84 arms on 1 track.
Yes.
Plus the Burlow is 85.
And they all need to have
They
a full...
don't all have the same programming.
Oh.
Burlow's different. Got him.
All right. True.
Damn.
Ruins the continuity.
Nope. Yes, Burlow counts as an arm, I guess. Okay, time to actually look at the solve because it solved really quickly. I am always impressed by these. How many?
I'm trying to figure out. Oh, the lead from the flare input suppresses the lead input. The gold output is made just using leads grabbed from the lead source, but you need to dispose of the lead somehow. So it is used to sit on top of the input so that it's never... That's funny. I was wondering what the lead from the flare would do.
Yeah, it's
It also makes sticks of 5 salt. Where does the 6th salt go?
It's stabilized quintessence.
The 6th salt is used to stabilize the lead from the flare.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, the 6th salt from the flare, 1 stabilizes the gold, 1 stabilizes the quintessence, and the other 4 make the quintessence.
Mm-hmm. That balance actually kind of works out. We, for this puzzle, we kind of didn't consider input balancing, like, at all. It was just flare, because flare, and 3 extra inputs for convenience. However you want to use them. But yeah. can't imagine how much work that it would take to actually get this to like loop, like even work and then loop.
Yeah, I imagine they've had so much experience. I mean, they made universal solvent with this approach.
Yeah.
That the experience helps, but it still doesn't make it free. This is a ton of effort.
I remember them saying like the universal solvent took a week, so this also like took a week. Yeah. So the animismus is made pretty straightforward. Yeah. So animismus section is down here. Lead flare is peeled and then used. Over here, projected, and all the salt. One goes into stabilized gold, and the others go into stabilized quintessence around the other side. And I assume that's 11,611 instructions. I did not actually change the primary, secondary, and tertiaries because they didn't really matter in my parser.
Ah, so it might be that many vintage instructions.
That's that's actually also possible. But
so it's only counting the pluses and the pivots, but there are so many pluses because everything is having to go around the track.
wait, no, this is the first metric, so GIC. No, yeah.
Okay, so real instructions.
Yeah, just regular instructions. I don't want to think about how many instructions if that's only vintage instructions, it's not including rotates. But I guess there aren't actually that many rotates in this.
You're also forgetting about grab drop.
Oh yeah, grab drops and rotates. But it seems like the most common instructions from what I can see on screen right now is the plus command.
Also, is this just me or is the stream in pain for everyone else as well? Is this just me or is the stream in pain for everyone else as well?
It's currently frozen. I don't know if that's me or...
Oh, it's frozen?
Yeah. It's frozen and the audio is bad.
Oof.
Like, the image is frozen and I have bad audio.
Oof. Let me stream it.
It probably has a lot to do with how intense Cuckoo's solution is. Like,
yeah, because
this thing looks like it would brick my computer.
It's almost breaking mine. It's the instruction. Why does the instruction count lag the computer? Lag the solve?
It seems like there's a really inefficient lookup that happens, because even like a one-arm solution with 20,000 instructions will be really non-responsive, because it's somehow indexing inefficiently to get what the arm is supposed to do at each stage.
I guess I also had another thought. It wouldn't explain why running the machine would be laggy, but it does parse the tape continuously to make sure that there's no like reset overlapping stuff. Shouldn't help.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it might be for the reset instruction.
But that
it might be like the code that like just remembers what the instruction tape did so it can reset at any time.
What's this? Another reason not to use the reset instruction?
Drawing the instructions.
Yeah, the issue is you'd have to remove the reset instruction from the game in order to fix that.
Yeah, it's weird. So
like you'd have to force anyone to not use it.
So you said 20k instructions kind of just make the game stop, right?
Yeah, it didn't actually stop. I had to use the tool, like the Fazzoni tool, to create the solution. But once I was in the game and I just like alt-clicked it, it started moving eventually if I held up every key press for 3 seconds.
Just 3 seconds? Yeah, that's not that bad. That's kind of... Well, this is kind of just half of it. Half of the amount of instructions, so it's, yeah.
I'm pretty sure higher numbers of instructions have been used in the computation puzzle for my tournament because I was using that area. So.
Why did you decide an area
computation with area secondary. It's a great idea.
Area seemed like it would be interesting because of information density reasons, but it was also, yeah, you can just program 150,000 cycles.
You can just program everything into the instruction tape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next up, then we have next in alphabetical order, Ebonnov at. Wait, oh no, there are no metrics. Life, SLAG, and everything. This is life sensing potion. And then you attach stuff to it. Yeah, the stream is probably fixed because we're no longer looking at Cuckoo 52's solve.
Yep. Also, life sensing potions are really good intermediate for this.
Mm-hmm.
That internet.
Surprisingly.
Ooh, I like that.
It works out
Yeah,
really well. Since like it's life sensing potion and you just attach 2 more stuff to it and it's all you need for the outputs. There's also another input, there's also another product from the main campaign that's also a very nice intermediate for this puzzle. That we'll see later. Actually, it's not from the campaign, but yeah, we'll.
What do you mean, other than Surrender Flare?
Other than, I don't think I've actually seen an actual Surrender Flare in intermediate, honestly.
Because you have to promote the middle just twice or 3 times, not 0 or 5.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't see that.
Okay,
I
I
would
really
have loved
love.
that if I got to like actually do idea 1 I had.
I really love the way it makes the gold.
Yeah, yeah.
It's in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It works out really.
Ooh.
It really works out. It works out really well with like the 5 promotions needed to make gold. Just spin them.
It just looks cool.
Yeah. I think that is actually a common arrangement for the projection of the metals.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've not seen it before, so I'm just very impressed.
I mean, for this puzzle. Just for this puzzle. It's
okay.
not useful in any other like metric that you have to optimize for. Yeah. I would rotate this solution, but this is the metric is aesthetics, and this is what Ebonnov intended. So. Otherwise, this would.
For some reason, they think it looks better. This
would fit on screen better, but I mean, if you're zoomed in at a normal resolution, it probably doesn't make that much of a difference. And it would be better if it's like this half and this half. It's like 2 halves. But yeah. Next up, we have. Next up in alphabetical order, we have Genius 42. ODE to Steven. We will check this.
Ah, yes.
We will check that part out later. Let's look at the normal solve first. Flare and Quicksilver to make the normal outputs with a little bit of waste.
The salt and lead in the upper left corner are going to spell something. I can't wait to see it.
Oh my gosh! Wait, it's programmed.
Oh no.
It's all the way out to the end,
Yes.
which it's manually programmed to Pixel Writer. Oh wow!
Mm-hmm. And
Oh, it's actually
Steven.
the word Steven.
Yep. And it just keeps on chanting Steven on the side.
Not easy to see, though.
Yeah,
I had
unfortunately.
to squint and convince myself which was negative space.
I wonder if it would be easier to see if it were, like, inversed.
It's hard to say. Atoms don't fill up quite as much of the hexagon as they need to for this to be easy to see.
Yeah. But if you like look very closely, you do see that it's Yeah, defocusing your eyes work. It says Steven pretty clearly.
Yeah, easier to see if you squint.
Almost
Simply
expected high
require
mom.
glasses. Simply require glasses and then take them off.
Alternatively, don't require glasses and then put them on.
Yeah, that also
Yeah,
works.
alternatively just tell your eyes to go out of focus, because that's a thing you can't just do for some reason. I
Yeah,
don't
I
quite
can't-
get how it's useful.
I mean, I'm able to do it. Yeah, but yeah.
I don't know why it's a thing that I can do, but it's a thing.
I
I've
kind
done
of
it a few times with the effect of having a really hard time getting them back in focus and wondering, oh no, is this the end? Did I just ruin my vision?
I kind of learned how to do it with those magic eye things where you have to like sort of unfocus your eyes to see an image.
I always went cross-eyed for those and got the inverse of the image, where it was sunk
Right,
in
yeah.
instead of popping out.
I mean, it was something similar to like that. That probably trained my ability to actually just unfocus my eyes at will.
Anyone
I
else
never-
in the
like, the
astigmatism crew?
Those magic eye images never work for me. I never got them to
Same.
work.
I've never been able to see them.
I mean, I know how they are supposed to work. Like, you're supposed to, like, look through the card, but then focus on it.
Yeah. How many people did I make go cross-eyed just then?
So, I completely lack the ability to go cross-eyed because I got this weird astigmatism thingy that makes one of my eyes incredibly bad. So, like, all the cool eye tricks, I miss all of them. It sucks.
You should still be able to do the blind spot trick, though.
Yeah, that's probably more likely.
The magic thing?
No,
just-
like the blind spot in the back of your eye, where
The one
your
where,
optical
like, the
nerve
dots
goes
just
out.
disappears. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been able to do any. I don't think so. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I also just
This,
did,
you could literally just, like, make it. You could literally just, like, make it in game right now. Just put the two dots down.
let's put in 2 dots, here. Wait, we can also use equilibrium. No, not equilibrium. Let's use the better equilibrium. Yeah, conversation needs to refocus. But yeah.
Yeah, you should focus on one of them, then the other one will go away if you look at it with one eye, I think. That's what that worked, right?
This solve went from a talk about this solve went from writing out Steven to a talk about crossing your eyes. And
Yeah,
blind
and
spots.
making your eyes go out of focus. Is there actually somebody here who can't make the eyes go out of focus on purpose?
Probably the people who were talking about not being able to see a magic eye. But
No, I can't see magic eye, but I can make my eyes go out of focus.
don't know actually. If not, just wear glasses or take off your glasses, or wear like very, very heavy glasses, like thick glasses. But yeah.
I mean, I wear glasses, but like, I don't think that's really a contributing factor. I just literally have the ability to be like, haha, out of focus now.
Yeah. Next up, we have Goodbye Galaxy. Is this the right puzzle? I don't know, is it?
I like the sound of that.
Oh, yeah, actually, Bist, if you hold off on Goodbye Galaxy, if we come back to it later, he'll be around for
He is
it.
around.
So, okay. Hey, how you doing, Goodbye Galaxy?
I see what journal product you said would.
Yes. You know, I was thinking Universal Solid might be better because it actually contains tin.
Universal compound.
Minus
What's the
50?
minus 50?
I like how it always put it. What's is this supposed to be -50 or SL? Like a signature and then SL. Sum 4 record.
Is that the real sum 4 record for Universal Compound on the left? Is it a new? Oh, this is the reveal. This is Goodbye Galaxy revealing a Sum 4 record that is 50 points better than the existing one. I am betting that's the case.
That's cool. Clever.
So this side is the sum record, and that is where it would have outputted.
Brilliant.
Oh, it's a negative.
So, yeah, Goodbye Galaxy set a leaderboard record.
That's
Great way to reveal the puzzle. Like, great way to reveal the solve.
Set leaderboard record.
Negative 50. That is very impressive.
Yeah, Goodbye Galaxy takes big chunks off of some records when they get their mind to it.
Mm-hmm.
This was actually one of my old records.
Rip Zorflax, we hardly knew you.
This looks like it was much less of a pain in the ass to program, which, I mean, like, the actual sum record part of it.
It doesn't beat the regular sum record. Is it the area that's...
It's Sum 4 an improvement, but I don't know if there's an instructions. Like...
Oh, okay, this is just a Sum 4 record.
Yeah, this is Sum 4. This is Sum 4.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it must be because of the instruction count, because I think the sum record's got way more arms.
So, I assume... Like, if we remove all this... This would be the stats for
Unstable because all products must be placed.
Right, that, but yeah. This would be the sum record over here, except it won't run. Yeah. Not sum record, sum 4 record.
Well, I know which one I'm voting for.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it is a 0 out of 10. You can just vote everything 10 if you want, but that isn't beneficial to the actual voting process. But yeah.
What does it do with the 4 elements? Does it make another quintessence or dispose them?
No, it just
Oh, it just disposes them. I see.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah. It is a new record. This is the second new record we have reviewed on stream. First one being Shadow Cluster's new primary on Resonant Crystal area. And now in Universal Compound Sum 4 song. Oh. It's Goodbye Galaxy says it outputs on the same cycle this thing would output, and the Universal Compound would output, and all at the same time, so you get one thunk sound. Yep.
That's slick.
Nice. So like you can actually, yeah, this you get a simulated thunk sound there. So
It's like a picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a painting.
Yeah. Yeah. Next up then, we have Haxton. Spin to win.
Oh, that's a familiar
Spin.
looking not purification, projection.
Yeah. I kind of like how this works more though, because it like clears the quintessence, clears the Quicksilver out of its way.
Just spoonfuls it all up into a field flare.
The way it like goes through and consumes it reminds me a bit of Pac-Man, where it like just eats it all up.
This is pretty.
Mm-hmm. This is less of a shitpost and actually like optimizing for aesthetics. Yeah, the output is great as well. And it's aligned that it all outputs at the same time too.
And that 21 just keeps going.
Where's
There's no
21?
break or anything.
All
Just the
right,
hex
yeah.
arm on the left. It just keeps going.
21. Yeah, it's just 4 grab, rotate, drop commands. So this is period 12. No, 12. Yeah, 12. This is
Very
a
elegant.
pretty solve. I feel like making the quintessence and like making the animismus is the most difficult part to get right, to make it look pretty, because those can turn out to be pretty asymmetrical. It's kind of annoying. Yeah. I wonder if the lead input is not used. Salt input is used to make the quintessence.
It's all the quintessence inputs, yeah.
Yeah. So, 2 of the salt is used to make animismus, and then the rest of the 4 to stabilize everything. As in the input the puzzle suggests, stabilized everything. Yeah. This is a really pretty salt. Next up on the list, oh wait, I just saw something I wanted to know. Yes, Critelli is uncovered. Nice. The place
Where is
Critelli
Critelli though?
over here. It's it's not counted as area.
Ah.
Yeah. Next up, we have Mr. Puzzle. Length 16 in throughput. I believe this is a max throughput solve.
Yep.
With
Is
6 arms that reset themselves, because you have to reset for them to be true throughput.
I mean, there's arm 19.
Aw, rip. Never mind. Ruins it.
Yeah, sadly.
But I love this
I
colony of...
I love how the projection works.
yeah, that almost happened by accident.
Yeah. And also all the salt waste management. I mean, some of the salt is wasted over here on this input, but this part is also impressive. It's yeah, it's disposing every single cycle.
So fun fact, to grab enough lead to do full throughput, you have excess salt. So you gotta throw away salt. And even so, I'm throwing away salt as fast as I can, and I still gotta make extra outputs of other things. And well, I figured, well, I might as well have a salt input somewhere for convenience, so that's why the salt input's way out the rate.
Yeah.
But
So even with
It's
just the salt
limited on the
input,
board.
it's like, even without the salt input, it's enough. The salt is enough to be for throughput.
right. This puzzle is metal limiting, even if you remove the single salt input.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's 1 lead and 6 salt. That makes sense. Even though there is quicksilver. So most of the projection math happens here, and the purification math happens around here. When does it come in as copper ever? From the bottom. Copper is
It always
here.
comes in as copper from the bottom and iron from the top, as far as I can see.
Copper.
Lead from the flare is turned into copper.
Ah, okay. And iron from the top.
Yep.
Yeah, and apparently that works out perfectly. This is very clean for throughput.
I try to optimize for no lag.
Oh, nice Critelli. On the C-shaped track. Yeah, I really like how it handles the flare, because flares are not easy to handle at all. They require 6 debonds. Even though, well, they require 6 debonds to actually function. as useful useful reagents. Unless you're just making surrender flare.
So what's the actual throughput here? Because I know it's 4 cycles per output of the salt ones.
5 and a
But
third.
what's the frequency?
It's I believe it's 32. For 32 inputs, you get 12 gold outputs.
32.
So it'd be
Okay.
12 to 64 or something like that.
Okay.
Because when I compute throughput, I compute number of input grabs, not number of cycles.
Yeah, that's easier to deal with unless you're working. Yeah, that's easier to calculate unless you're working on Rivari's Rage.
Well, right, but that's because that one requires special.
Yeah.
With the double.
Because
double
someone
draw.
cheated.
Rivari is a cheating bastard. You heard it here first.
Is the center projection glyph ever used?
It's used in setup
Let me just see that.
because we start with a string of iron, and so we need the 3 of them in order to project everything fast enough because it didn't feel like special casing in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. That is a very clever special casing.
The setup is cute, yeah.
I also love how it just it can't go wrong no matter what happens below it. Like if there's no atoms there, it will still it will just compress.
Mm-hmm. It's basically like using it's a very efficient way to use all the quicksilver possible. But
it's
I don't
foolproof.
think it's full throughput.
It is foolproof.
I don't think it would be full throughput if the quicksilver is wasted, though, would it?
Correct. It wouldn't, but in steady state it isn't, because how he provides always the right iron or copper.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the quicksilver is consumed completely, and the completely purified metals that go in belong to exactly 2 adjacent metal tiers.
Yeah.
So that's my lazy way of proving this is full throughput.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to prove pure projection full throughput. Yeah. Next up then, we have Jesso solve. Just keep spinning, just keep spinning.
Oh.
Lots of spinning.
I see the instruction tray is maxed out.
Max instructions metric.
No, that would be Cuckoo 52. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a stop over here.
Oh, rip. Some resets.
It's optimized for clockwise motion.
Although Arm 3 is having its
Arm
fun.
1 switching direction occasionally.
Yeah, some of them go back and forth, some of them change directions. They're all just kind of doing their own little dance.
Yeah.
This reminds me of a video that got posted under the title Alchemical Jewel Speedrun Record. That was just this choreographed arm dance that was not, in fact, doing anything speedy. I don't know why the video got the title it did, but it was so great.
Speedrun. Okay. Yeah, every arm is just doing their thing, doing the little dance.
They're living their best life.
This is probably just like a validation solve where they were like, how can I make this interesting? And the answer was make all the arms dance.
Yeah. Oh, I think you just posted the alchemical jewel quote-unquote speedrun. Why is it even called that?
This was before anyone speedran the game. It's just someone having fun.
Wait, so that would have, so at the time that would have been
Yes, that would have been
the fastest submission.
But it doesn't. It doesn't have the creation in the video. It's just the video of the motion.
Damn.
So we can't make our summoning salt history of alchemical duel speedrun world records include that.
And then he got this run.
Somebody email summoning salt to make a Opus Magnum speedrun video.
And then rebix started playing. And the end.
The end. Yep.
I do one day hope to try and challenge a few of rebix's IL records, but I'm gonna need a better computer for that.
Oh right.
Yeah, that's not optional.
Because you're very much zoomed in resolution.
Not only that, but I can't actually play and record at the same time without it lagging.
Oh oof. Oh, here's an idea. Just grab a camera. Use your phone and like just record.
You just do it like the old school way, just like record your screen.
I'll hold it in my mouth while I play.
Yes. Do a whole do an entire game speedrun while holding it.
Yeah, that one. I can't see anything going wrong there.
Verified by Twitter.
Proceeds to accidentally bite through the phone.
This song needs some rave music. If anybody wants to send in some of the some music, I can play it and it would appear in the video.
Biggie, could you pick a good song from Necrodancers?
Oh right, yeah, that's basically Raveyard music. One of the newest remixes might work.
Yeah.
I see everything is still secretly Necrodancer for some bloody reason.
Too many Necrodancer players.
I still don't understand why that's a thing.
Wild, most ambitious crossover you've ever seen, Necrodancers. OM.
Unfortunately, I don't think it will appear on the Discord stream, though. I guess I could record, yeah, there we go.
This one's a slower pace. I might try to find one that has like a fast beat. But I always love 2-3. It's one of the prettier songs.
One day I'll get really good at Necrodance.
Let's see if I can share my screen and
just to complete the circle.
Is music playing?
I'm not hearing it?
Damn.
No.
No, it's just let's go back to streaming Opus Magnum.
Yeah. It's not visible on the Discord stream, but I'm moving this to the feed.
I like the arms 8 and 9, 9 being the wheel, have to work together to make sure that they get each element and not get it.
What's the best? You're recording, right?
Yes, I made sure of that.
So it's kind of late for me to ask about that. I was planning on doing that earlier, but
Actually, the music's a bit loud. Let me turn it down a bit. I can't hear y'all.
One day I'll get really good at Necrodance, just to complete the cycle. No other reason.
There's been a recent surge in Necrodancer world records because a couple of players who had been briefly inactive got back into it, grinded some categories, and are competing with each other.
Yeah,
Bolt speed.
Yeah. Also, unfortunately, yeah, this is the last week. Well, for now. We might take a break and continue, yeah, the week 14, because this is the last week I'm available for streaming. Future ones will not be streamed by me. Yes, this week is just aesthetics. No more weeks, sorry, world stops here.
Yeah, future weeks will probably be streamed by like me or Hugh Toby or someone.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's enough
Probably.
dancing. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah, Britboy, you were working on the Space Camp tournament, right? But
Yeah, Britboy and Monster Racer and one other were the British boys team.
Jojo worked on it as well.
And Matter Monkey.
Yeah, Monkey.
Monkey, yeah.
Monkey Monster Racer. Jojo was also working on it and placed really well in the Space Camp tournament. Yeah. Well, speaking of Jojo, next off is theirs. Kind of a mistake on my part. They thought the metric was cost because that's what the bot reported. Whoops.
Oh, rats.
But here's a cost solve. Yes, here's a cost solve.
No flare input, rip.
Rip. Flare input requires a debonder, so that wouldn't be cost friendly. I mean, I guess you can't just place it there, though.
At least the Van Berlo wheel's having fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
Yes.
it needs the flare on the other side spinning constantly like the Burlo.
Projector and purifier cost the same, right?
Yes.
Couldn't remember for a second.
Yeah.
Let's just do this. There we go. Now it's spinning. This is no longer minimum cost anymore, but eh.
But it's symmetrical-ish.
Ish.
There is a pleasing symmetry to the min cost layout. At least the way JoJo made it.
Yeah. I wonder if those calcifiers would affect anything. Probably not.
I do wonder, do you guys reckon there would actually be any interesting metrics for this puzzle were we to take it seriously?
Throughput.
It's ugly in most metrics. It's like never good as a puzzle, in my guess.
Oh yeah, sub is always interesting. I do wonder how sub would work with the flare. Is it worth it to use the flare for some?
Amount of input material is nice, but then it's not usable immediately because you have to debond things.
Yeah.
At which point you might as well grab off of a salt source.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, debonding is too difficult.
I can't decide if TI would be interesting or not. Because
Yeah,
quintessence always makes TI a little tricky because...
Yeah.
But no, wait. No, it's unification. That's easier to work with than dispersion. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
TI might be interesting.
Have we had a dispersion TI puzzle?
The week one.
That's not dispersion. Oh wait, no, it is. Right. I'm dumb. Yeah, week one. Week one is dispersion. I totally forgot. I thought it was unification for some reason. But yeah, this solve, it's a cost solve that we made to be pretty.
Oh yeah, I realize now. There's something I set out to do, which I haven't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
This solve in 3 instructions.
Oh.
Week 1 and 3i.
Week 1, 3i, right? Okay.
Anyways, next up we have My Solve by OMGITSABIST. Not
I guess that's
limited.
gonna happen after the stream.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's got
I love
Conditional.
it.
While you
Yeah,
guys
gold
while
is
you guys are
ready.
watching this, let me launch cheat engine.
Once the gold is ready, it will scoop up the flare and start the rest of the process.
Yeah. Let me actually oh, right, there's also like just this. Because why not?
Oh.
That actually lagged my game a lot for some reason. That actually lags the game more. Like just extruding quicksilver, and when it starts disposing, it starts lagging the game. I guess destruction of like atoms can lag the game more than
I guess
without.
I guess it's the I guess it's the most graphically intensive thing that happened in this game.
Maybe, but it lags even when it's off the screen. Okay, anyways, here it comes. One salt per gold.
Wow.
Wait, where's the animismus happening and the quintessence?
Oh, you need 6 of them. 6 salt for that.
Oh.
So
That's assuming I'm not gold limited. Oh.
let's go again.
Oh no.
It actually doesn't take as long as I thought. It's only, well, it's only 5,100 and it's only 5151 cycles.
Oh yeah, only.
Oh, that's all.
Only.
Isn't that the sum of all numbers 1 to 101?
It is?
I think I've heard that. Yeah.
I know that 1 to 100 is 50-50, and it's very easy to show that you have...
Here it comes. Here it comes. So ARM32 is to send the stuff and also to coordinate everything here because the Burlow needs to run. It has to match to the Burlow, and there it goes. That's what this top salt chain is for, to like send
Now we have to
over.
watch the holes back propagate through the hex arms at the top. Because now there's like an interesting physics hole mechanics
Yes.
that have to go back until they collide with the source.
Uh-huh. Just the holes are just going back. I think by the time it goes back is perfectly when the next set of gold comes in. Yeah, more gold are coming in. Right as the last hole went, like, past. Also, I guess when we reach this part again, I can talk about how this slide works. Process. Oh, there goes the phone. Okay.
I appreciate that, Critelli.
Yeah. Believe it or not, this is with speed hack on.
So now you are PC limited instead of Opus Magnum frame time limited.
There is literally no difference. Why am I? I mean, it's slightly faster, I guess. Yeah, cheat engine isn't really working that well.
Just spam alt-click.
That's not any better. But yeah, I'll just run this second set of outputs for these three. I'll tab through it, and I probably won't let it finish running. But yeah, this part coordinates. ARM32 makes it so that it coordinates with the Burlow and all these arms, because otherwise the colors will be coded at different places.
Yeah, right. You need the right mod 6 timing.
Yeah. So it hands them over like this, and then ARM39 to 42 hands it over like that. The hex arms on the hex track move it down. These are handed over via these three arms that are off sync at different lengths, and then it's handed over again. Quintessence is created, and once it loops back around again, it's going to hand that salt over. And then bonded in and outputted. Yeah, that's the solve. And then this. I like how this turns into a flare chain, like almost perfectly.
It's really
Wasn't
nice.
that one of it? Wasn't that one of our shitpost puzzle ideas? A flare
Yeah.
chain?
Yeah, surrender flare chain. But yeah, that's the solve. That's my solve. Next up, we have what everybody's been waiting for. Steven!
Yeah.
Steven, this is still an impressive solve. 2 a.m. peeling mood. I think Steven has done this before, but I love how this purification works.
Alright, yeah, you have to make a bonded chain sufficiently long. Oh, but now it's bonding it to the waist. I think this is cleaner than when I've seen it done before.
Yeah, it moves it along with the extruding chain, which is currently all being made into waste.
Chuck the quintessence in the bin.
Except when salt is bonded onto it, it won't be on the bin, and it will actually be handed off.
Which
But-
could happen one day.
Yes,
We can dream.
It will happen one day. Yeah, this is gold limited, but more impressive. Not gold limited. This is like kind of similar to my solving concept for the outputs, but more impressive.
The pistons in the purification lineup, are they just... Oh no, they're doing a meaningful pivot. Because they get you once you have 2 bonded atoms.
Yeah. So yeah, we have our first silver. Let's wait for that again. How many cycles is this, Steven? Actually less than mine. Okay. 4,887.
Damn, rookie numbers, eh?
Okay, here it comes. Tin is passed over. Iron is passed over. Copper is passed over. And silver is
doing
passed
like
over.
2 launch checks for a space mission.
Okay, time to like actually look at how this works by tapping through it. So once it debonds, it does this. And oh, since one part is missing, right, since this is off sync now, there was no quintessence made. So you get 3 extra atoms. Oh. Oh. This is quintessence conditional. To figure out if you should start making quintessence or not. Wow.
Is that one?
Wait, some of the quintessence have too many salts.
How'd we get 6?
It's going to be used to make animismus.
So, other side note about that, like free isol for 1 server. Are any of you interested in watching me make that?
Maybe after the stream, yeah. Oh, it outputs 2 of the stabilized quintessences.
Or should I just like start working on it now and like see how far I get?
Stick around and watch the show, though.
I won't be able to watch right now, but I'm not sure if I'll be around later. ARM69 is passing this around the top, and these are debonded off. And then the quintessence is also disposed again.
Perfect. So yeah, each fold gets you 3 atoms, and the spare 6 atoms make 1 of each of the other outputs. So no, one of each the Vitae and Mors and 2 of the quintessence. It's amazing to have the triplets of quintessence. Quintessence.
I love how the extra salt comes from a quintessence imbalance.
This has got some big brain ideas, densely packed, standard Steven fare.
Yeah, unification conditional. I was not expecting that.
We're taking Steven solving to strange new places.
Steven always comes up with very impressive solves. Yeah, and since it's bonded on, you can't dispose of it. So it goes around to this side.
There is a triplex bonder in this solution.
Oh, there it is? Oh.
There isn't a triplex
Hi.
bond, but there is a bond taking it.
Yeah, conveyor belts are great.
I hate to think what the bigger, more ambitious idea was if this wasn't it.
Steven, you want to explain what your more, like, bigger and more, like, ambitious idea was? Oh, the gold is coming. Right, I missed that. Whoops. But we can watch this at full speed. I did not actually check out how the end of this worked last time, so I guess we'll run. Well, let's just run through for one last time. So like there were more parts to this that you couldn't quite finish.
Were there any other solutions that used just the flare?
Right, this is only using the flare, Steven, like, as Steven does.
My glitch solution kind of uses just the flare.
We'll see what that does.
It places the other inputs.
Okay, tin is filled up, iron is, they're all filled up. Just time for lead to come in again. Okay, it's being handed down. Gold is in. Outputted. And the extra salt goes upwards. And around. They're debonded over here, I handed to the head of business. And then it's, and this is rebonded, and yeah. There we go. That's Steven's solve. Oh yeah, glitches. We will see those later. And I can explain like how overlapping works in a bit. Yes, very useful triplex.
Mine has overlap, overclock.
Yeah, Biggie's probably has the most glitches.
Mine's a glitch showcase. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Did you remember the pivot glitch, Biggie?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Good, very good.
Next up, we
Wouldn't have counted otherwise.
UsernameVoid. When you math wrong. Is this supposed to be a full throughput solve as well? I'm not too sure.
Ooh, looks like it.
Yeah.
No.
Is it?
Except that looks like salt waste. Oh, but
And
that's
the
not
salt on the salt on the far left isn't full throughput.
I mean, he doesn't
You
have to
don't
be.
need to take salt at full throughput, and that's
Yeah.
what I remembered after I said what I said.
Metal
Yeah.
limiting.
It's metal limited, so you don't have to pull salt.
Oh, right, okay.
But it's called when you math wrong, so I don't know.
Maybe they're nagging the puzzle creators for mathing wrong on the
Oh.
waste.
Yeah, probably. Oh, oof. Oof on the screen.
When we math wrong.
Yeah. To be fair, we didn't at all. There was no math involved.
I think an earlier version of this puzzle had a nice ratio. I think like the salts and lead inputs were like balanced, but then we kind of just had added extra inputs because it made the puzzle more fun, but it ruined the actual ratio.
Yeah, because the original one was, which one was it missing? I think it was the salt input.
I think the salt and the lead were both missing, or something like that.
I think it was the salt. Can't math wrong if you never math. Yep. Oh, it's starting to lag. Let me reset it. Yeah, there used to be, I forgot which one wasn't included, but like, since some of the single atom inputs weren't there, it made it, yeah, the original version only had flare and QS.
Yeah, never mind. It's not full throughput. Your flare's not being grabbed at input speed.
It's not?
Nope.
Grab.
I guess he mathed wrong.
Grab.
Doing over 10,000 computations per second. They're all wrong.
When isn't it grabbing at full input? Grab, rotate.
Arms 2 and 3 have a full 4-cycle loop. Arms 1, 2, 3, and 4 should be grabbing the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is grabbing the whole time.
So it's full throughput unless the lead isn't grabbed right, but it is.
Oops.
It's a 32-cycle loop, so it should be the right number of cycles for full throughput.
I mean, I could just launch the throughput calculator, but it's kind of annoying to like actually like change the code right now on the parser. But yeah, this should also be full throughput. I wonder. Let me see like how it compares in cost to Mr. Puzzles. This is 1685, Mr. Puzzle is 1885, so this is cheaper. This wins on the cost metric.
Who wins the AOFT metric though?
I don't have area on
Probably
this.
this one because I can see almost all of it on one screen.
Well, there's also this though.
Oh,
And this.
Yeah, there's no effort to throw everything into the disposal at max disposal speed.
Yeah, that's why it's more expensive. Also, a stream is dead for
better IOFT, I think.
Bina. But yeah. Next up then, we have our last solve in alphabetical order, the zorflax. Wheel Forest.
Oh, this reminds me of the 17.5 T monster.
Vaporized propellant.
I like the two wheels in the middle playing tug of war.
Yes. That was my favorite part as well.
Yeah, this one certainly does things.
The flare is only ever colored and pivoted and never debonded. I like it.
I also like how it actually sorts through whether it's a metal or a colored element or not over here on the bottom. If it's a metal, it doesn't output.
Yeah, and there were earlier versions where like a not gold would bond to an element, so those didn't output either.
That should only just make the
But
solution slower. Right?
I don't know. I actually don't know whether that slows it down at all or not.
Because because it's probably not gold limited.
No, I think if I remember correctly, the gold outputs every 90 cycles. Not consistently, but it is like that is the rate
I
at which it's throughput.
forgot the amount of throughput I got from your solve when I tried calculating them.
Hey Bist, since people are having stream problems, can you verify that you are at least recording
Yes,
so
it
we
is
can make sure?
recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I don't want this to be lost forever.
Yeah, I made sure of that because that is definitely not the kind of mistake you make more than once. Hopefully.
So,
Zorflax, you're sounding very muffled.
Yeah. Woo!
Suddenly, the adults from Peanuts are on the line.
Wah, 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 wah.
Also, I received the salt from rebix. I guess we can load that in.
sorry, am I coming through?
Okay, now you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Alright. So, the original story behind this was that the quintessence output 4 times slower. So I only got quintessence once every 180 cycles. So the chain would only trigger the left side of the machine once every like 500 cycles. And because of the terrible animismus ratio, it means the solution only completed after 6,000 cycles.
Oof.
Which I decided was far too long and boring for the stream.
No,
So I
do
made it 4 times faster with that with that flare Berlo thingy mechanism. I was able to speed it up quite a lot while keeping the 6 instruction loop. And it kind of all worked out better, and now you can actually watch the left side of the machine activate more than once every blue moon.
Mm-hmm. Also, I have rebix solve loaded in now. It is a glitch solve, so we will just be seeing that later.
That GIF, I forgot about that one.
That's truly invisible.
RPO just posted a invisible ink solve that's just arms. That's how you can see just arms. Invoice adjacent, if you didn't know, that's where the chat happens.
I might link that GIF in a comment to the YouTube video so that people understand the context.
I mean, it appears as a link in the voice adjacent box, but like you have to
Not
type it
if you-
manually.
Are you going
Not
to
if
type?
you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah, the link should pass by. Just pause and like copy it manually. Good luck. It's an Imgur links aren't that long. But yeah. Lots and lots of arms. Has this solved? Oh, this has solved. When did it solve? Didn't even notice. But yeah, that should be all of our non-glitch solves. And moving on then, we have our glitch solves. There is no showcase this week because probably anybody that wants to do a showcase probably did it in the glitched category. But yeah, we'll be loading those in now. We'll be starting with, first off,
Alphabetical winner.
alphabetical order. Well, the first one is technically in last place, usually, isn't it?
Congratulations to Zorflax for being presented last.
Yes.
For aesthetics.
Zorflax didn't finish
Yeah.
the But yeah, first off then we have Biggie Mac. We do a little cheating.
So
Good intro to all of the glitching we can do.
Yes.
yeah, this is a period 3. Every arm has 3 instructions, and it's trackless, so there's no like grab, move, drop. It's all done with grab, rotate, drop, or for the wand arms, grab, rotate, rotate.
That means there's no showcase for quantum tracks.
Oh, true, I didn't
But
do quantum.
actually,
Oh,
But
right.
you'll see
actually,
first there are
It
6
probably
Burmo
exists in different. Yeah, there is in different solves though, but not in this solve. This is not a showcase for all the solves. But as you can see with these arms over here, they're kind of offset.
Yeah, so I think
It's
the
ODE.
arms have like a 6 million rotations coded to them in the solution file,
Yeah.
which messes with their floating point value and causes the grab to move the molecule slightly off the grid to avoid a collision.
Yeah, that is
I-
overclocking, which you can
I have
do.
a bunch of glyphs that overlap with each other.
Yep.
I have the salt quintessence output 3 times. and I don't place the animismus outputs. But
right,
because there are products, this thing will run.
Right, because all you need to do is four outputs. It doesn't matter which 4 outputs you do, as long as it's 4 outputs.
Yeah, so the same one 3 times and then one of the others is sufficient to get this puzzle solvable.
Yeah,
I have 5 disposals and 6 burlos.
Oh, right, yeah,
And
because you can just do that. Just put in a bunch of disposals and burlos.
during runtime, you will see that arms that are current, like the 3 that are showing off the overclocking, are also doing a pivot glitch where one grabs and pivots one way, one pivots the other way,
You know,
and it doesn't crash because.
Let's make it clear to Steven which ones are the pivot glitches.
Oh, good call. I considered pistons and I decided not to, but yeah, gotta mark it for Steven.
Yep. And
So this solution also grabs the flare every single cycle, because that's what you can do when you have overlap.
so
You don't need to grab and then clear the input to grab it again. You can grab it by bonding to it.
mhm.
So once you hit play, it should be visibly active every cycle.
Yep, now that we've listened to how this solve works, let's watch it in action. Wait.
Oh, you ordered the arms differently when you pivoted them.
God damn it.
The pivot is now doing it
Oh
wrong.
no.
What's the order? Which one's...
I don't know. I think it should work now because you invite.
Yes, but...
I don't know how pivot glitch actually assigns priority.
Okay, now it works.
Oh, wow.
So with only 3 instructions on every arm, I had to get a little bit crazy.
Also, you know the extra single atom inputs? Yeah, those are ones, that's all they do.
Yeah. They are never used to actually create products. The flares are the only things that create products. Put the other 3 atoms there so that you can hold on to something on cycle 1 and start bonding to the flare to get it out at every cycle.
Yep.
So each of the arms makes one of the quintessence outputs because that's pretty easy to do. It just overlaps itself onto the quintessence glyph and outputs immediately. But then there's this whole conditional mess on the far right that is there to create a goal.
Yeah.
And because it's outputting the quintessence every single cycle, but the gold every 96 cycles, it's just this horrible cacophony of output sounds until the gold finally gets done on cycle 700 and something. At which point it's made the output kapow over 700 times.
Yeah, hacking extra outputs have been attempted. That's actually what's happening here in this solve right now. There are 3 stabilized quintessences. That is the hacked extra outputs.
Oh, okay. It isn't.
The reason it's you can't just arbitrarily do it is because you need there to be the same number of products as the puzzle expects.
Yeah,
but they don't have to
otherwise,
be the same products.
Otherwise the puzzle would, even if you have more outputs than like required, the puzzle would tell you that place all products before pressing, like before running. It says all products need to be placed, yeah.
Yeah, and also
Because...
I think people would be wondering, why is this solution using overclocking at all? If you tab for a moment and just watch the arm that is pivoting versus the arm that is holding onto the 1 to the I think it'd be the Quicksilver on this next cycle. It's doing what is commonly called the BS collision if I didn't overclock, but the shift is like a tenth of a grid.
Where's arm 8 and 9? So arm 8 and 9 are doing that at the same time. It's pivoting. Arm 9 is the one that's important. So we'll do...
I don't quite follow what you're doing.
I'm replacing an arm to see what it does if it's not like overclocked.
Got it.
And because I don't want to bother with pivot glitch. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
okay.
Collision, but like a tenth of a grid tile offset is enough to avoid it. So that's the subtle overclocking, not the one where the arms are completely spazzing out by trying to move.
Yeah. If you want to see like crazy overclocking, you can check out the... Which week was it?
Ferris wheel?
Yeah, Ferris wheel, but I forgot which week that was. There's probably 10, if I
8?
recall correctly. I don't
No, it
remember.
wasn't 10. It
But
was 8. It was either 8 or 9. I think it was 8.
I can actually check right now. But we'll let the solve run. Oh, it's slower because I'm not on the tab.
You know, this is a really impressive solution, Biggie. It's a real shame you came last place.
9.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
We haven't done the voting yet, but Ferris wheel is week 9.
Alright.
But yeah. That is the solve. It's, yeah, very impressive and like going. The lead flares just looks like it's jittering.
It's gyrating ominously.
Yep. I love it. But yeah. Next up, we have Mr. Puzzle Solve.
Already. Well, quantum tracks, everybody.
Glitched extrusion. Quantum. Yeah, this is quantum tracks. This is the
So
not
please-
showcased.
So please tab through it so we can see those arms go really fast.
Oh, right. There's more over here. And more over here. Arms go.
Oh, and they're the duplicated inputs. Mr. Puzzle covered all the glitches I didn't. Quantum tracks and extra inputs.
Yeah. This is also. It also like just makes the chain be able to move at 2 tiles. It can move more, I assume, but it makes it move at. Here it makes it move 2 tiles per cycle. Yep.
Oh, and the multiple Quicksilver all insta-promoting the metal as they fly by.
Mhm.
Also,
Now you
check out
got
the
like-
area. Check out the area for those really fast ones on the left.
The area for the.
Right, press 2 and
For
see,
the-
it,
for the
see that they
arms.
skip over some tiles. On the left. It's off screen
Whoops.
right now.
I can't tell my left from right.
So narrow.
Mhm. Wait,
The train backing
so
up into a.
that all counts apparently.
Yep, because translations, well, because it does the normal collision checking on a translation. So if I had dared to make, say, the arms go, say, 1,000 hexes, because there's no big rotations, there's only 10.
Oh yeah, it crashes. Okay.
Yeah. But if I, for example, had made made an arm go 1,000 hexes in a single cycle, there's no big rotations, so it's doing the least restrictive collision checking. That arm traveling 1,000 hexes would only hit about 10 or 20 hexes in the intermediate. Because if
Yeah, does
there's no
somebody have
big
a-
rotations,
Does
it's
somebody
only
have a
doing
gif of
10
that?
checks.
I'll get the Steals Your Meme gif.
Yeah, that one.
Also, like, yeah, this is wand only. Everything is being wanded because you can do that in overlap. You, that me.
I love the number of spare inputs that you used in this. That is the other glitch I neglected. And you
Alright,
have so
yeah.
many
You
results.
can duplicate the inputs, which is something I've done here.
But will we see conduits? That's what I want.
Oh, yes you will.
Yes.
Another thing that wasn't included was conduits, which we will see right now. With Panic, I'm going to show your extremely normal solution first, and then I'm going to show the normal one. Extremely normal solution.
Oh, arm 4.
Eh.
That sure got an overclock. Ugh. What happens when arm 4 grabs? Oh, this hurts.
I don't. What? I don't know. Where are the other inputs though?
Here's a hint: the GIF recorder crashes.
I don't understand.
Is it hacked outputs? No, maybe. Oh, are the outputs a bajillion miles away?
Wait,
Yes. No, outputs are here. Outputs are here. Everything else is a bajillion miles away, though.
Wait,
arms
How?
3, 4, and 5. What about 1 and 2? Where are 1 and 2? And where's 6?
wait. Is there some? Wait a minute. Plus minus.
If you listen closely and look at the instructions tray, you'll notice that there's a bit more stuff than what you see on the screen right now.
Yeah, it's. We have to move in some direction, then we'll find the actual solution.
I'm guessing 1 and 2 are burlos. How does 6 do everything else? Well, okay. The gold's in front of us, and a mismissen's. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. 6 and 7 are making the quintessence somewhere else.
Oh, the quintessence is made here, I believe.
There's tracks underneath the animismus and arm. But no, because nothing is actually extending. If arm 8 and 9 are on tracks, maybe if there's more arms, something that drops off gold by just yeeting so fast that there are no frames where it draws.
Oh, by the way, there's conduits.
Conduit, okay.
Oh, okay. The conduits
That
must be
is
hidden
helpful.
under the glyphs here. Okay, that's sneaky.
Yep.
That's brilliant. I love it.
And, yes. Here is the explanation for you guys. Also, that is input duping. No, that's not input, that's atom duping.
Yeah.
That's another glyph
Atom
that you can
duping.
do, atom duping. Oh, Panic said they sent a different one. Oh, the chromatic press one, right? Is it the same solve now?
Forgot about Adam.
Oh, this is a different solve. We can, check that out in a bit. Let me, like, show the... Let me show the explanation solve first. Like, these aren't all non-scoring, but the one that you'll be voting for is the one that's coming up after this. These are just, like... I mean, I guess you can put this in part of consideration for the...
Oh,
for
this is
panic
what was
solve
a
as well.
billion miles away,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Yep.
Ah, alright.
So yeah, this is panic solve explained.
I am
funny.
not feeling like it has been explained. Oh, but conduits. I keep forgetting that conduits solve all the confusion.
Yeah, so... There's the... unification glyph. There's the quintessence. Oh, there's also the gold. Yeah, this is how this thing is... Oh, there's the bonder. That's how this thing... Oh, there's a conduit. That's how this thing is overlapped. And over here we have normal overlapping. There's lots of bonding and debonding happening here to glitch. You can dupe atoms, apparently. Yeah, this is how the overlap works. Everything is really dense on this side.
It's funny watching it run. It looks like the stream is lagging out when it isn't.
Yeah, mostly because of the overclocking and like just atoms appearing. Why does the debond fire so much? Panic will probably need to explain.
Bonder.
Oh, it's a bonder and a
bonder.
debonder. Yeah.
Bonder and debonder. That's because there's a weird thing with the conduits where if you drop if you have a molecule and you bond and unbond in the same like half cycle, and then you drop the atom through the conduit, the atom duplicates through the conduit instead of passing through the conduit.
Also, yeah, this is the same solve, but arranged to not be like a bajillion miles away, and like actually optimized for aesthetics now. But I still wanted to show off the Julia Miles version. This is the official submission by Panic.
So the overclocking here is being used to put atoms on the same tile at the end of the same cycle, instead of just narrowly miss a collision. It's like fully
that's what it is. Yeah.
Like you can see ARM 12 is rotating the gold through the two other metal and salt inputs, but to drop it in the conduit, but it doesn't actually have to conflict geometrically because of overclocking.
Yeah, overclocking, if you don't know what's happening, it looks like black magic. Actually, all of this looks like black magic.
It is black magic.
Yes. These glitches have been like... Oh, see ya, Brit Boy. But yeah, these glitches have been discovered over the past several years that Opus Magnum has been out. Overclocking was discovered like very recently on week 9 of the Weeklies. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it's like a month and a little bit old. But
yeah.
Overlap was like 2018.
But yeah, next up then we have not scoring because rebix unfortunately submitted after the deadline, but here we go, unsatisfactory. Oh, that is a lot of salt. Oh.
I love it.
Yes, that is only possible with glitches. Because you don't need a grab. I still love it though.
Oh, that conveyor belt, that's beautiful.
Yes.
So good.
Unfortunately, Stream of Atoms isn't I mean, I guess it sort of is.
The problem with this is that you can't really make the stream of atoms continuous because every arm will have to do a grab. And so when it loops, there has to be a cycle where it's not pivoting.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's one of the things I want to do, sort of a constant motion thing with mine. And I had to find that rotate motif that I could even start it while still being a looping solid with constant motion.
I love how the atoms come off the conveyor belt with the wanding. You got two arms just wiggling.
Yeah, that's probably the only way to keep up with it.
It reminds me of my connect the dots solve as well, where I did constant motion and then arms wanding at the end.
I don't think I've seen that. Is there a review video for Connect the Dots? I don't think so, right?
No, I didn't do a video because there were so many. It was basically this. People sent in their own aesthetic solutions.
Yeah.
To get a gift of that one, I had to specifically trim out 4 cycles because I couldn't make it loop properly.
Yeah. Oh, what's the luster clip? Oh, yeah, that's a conduit cloning. Oh, I just noticed that some of these arms are overlapped with Cotelli because why not? Namely arm 16 and arm 15. Wanding arms are marked with Cotelli, and lots of them are sitting on tracks. We have a lot of arms sitting on tracks as well. I think they're sitting on tracks? Oh no, they're not. Never mind. I thought that was tracks. I guess they just look like that and I never noticed.
Oh yeah, Best, is this the final solution?
Nope, there is one more. By me,
okay, all good.
That I decided to leave for last.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I wasn't able to finish mine in time, so I'll just tell you the idea real quick. The idea was to make a perfectly normal solve, just like no glitches except like sneak in one single pivot glitch, and then I was just gonna call it literally broken or something, and that was the idea.
But yeah.
Now you all know.
And last.
I mean, that is actually some. Steven actually submerged a glitch speedrun category that way, accidentally.
That's
Was there
right.
even a glitch in that?
He went into the prologue and then he exited it right before the last product drop.
When
Went
did soft surrender flare?
used the pivot glitch, and then went back and finished the prologue level at exactly 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
What a hero.
And it's the world record because no one else glitches prologue.
But yeah, next up then we have my solve, because this solve is a thank you to everyone who participated in the Opus Magnum Weeklies, and thank you to everyone who helped with the all the weekly committee members, like creating the puzzles, and RPO for making the bot, and Panic. A big thanks to Panic for making OM Simulator, which is very, very helpful in lots of metric calculations and all. Yeah, thank you all for participating in the Opus Magnum Weeklies. This is probably my last week for this year at least, hosting the streams.
Thank you for hosting.
Yeah.
Thank you for hosting.
From this week on, we may continue the Opus Magnum Weeklies, but the streams will not be hosted by me. It will be by either Zorflax or Utobi, I'm assuming. And
Yeah.
Zorflax will be deciding when. Well, we will be deciding when we will continue the weeklies, if we continue them.
Yeah, I'll let you know if you people are all interested. We can do more of these before the end of the year.
Yeah.
So it'll be pretty much depending on how interested people are and what kind of puzzles we can cobble together. But yeah.
And at the start of next year, we have our Opus Magnum 2022 tournament, so you guys can look forward to that as well. There have been puzzles in development.
With cumulative score tracking.
Yes, the main difference between the tournaments and this and the weeklies is that there is score tracking between the weeks, and there are usually plus or minus a few from 10 weeks of puzzles for the Opus Magnum for the tournaments. So 10 stressful weeks of puzzle solving. That's kind of how it goes. With a conditional puzzle at the end, which unfortunately we don't have here, but we might be able to fit a conditional puzzle in with the Zorflax, with a bit of the future weeklies.
We have a couple of ideas for conditional puzzles.
Yeah, mainly.
So yeah,
Mr. Puzzle has sent a few.
I also got one from Brookie that we can also weigh up.
Oh, Brookie did one as well. Okay. I'd be interested in seeing that.
Weeklies Computation Edition.
Just 2 weeks of
10 weeks of 5 computation puzzles.
Ooh, that sounds pretty interesting, actually.
This sounds like the opposite of the kind of puzzles I would enjoy streaming.
We could always have somebody else do the streaming as well, if anybody is down for it. Somebody who actually knows their conditionals. There is no next puzzle reveal this week because there is no next puzzle that we have planned currently. But yeah, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for joining the weeklies and joining the stream. And yeah, we'll see y'all then.